Let's see, it's now Thursday and I always check Red Folder News and what did we have. So I prepared for this trade as in the following way. First I check overall PA, and as I zoom out on the 15 minutes you can see overall we're bearish. Yesterday we dropped significantly. I took a loss here, maybe I'll make a separate video about it. I was a bit too quick on the gun to get in. If I would have been a bit more patient, I would have gotten a much better entry, much better RR, at least a more confirmation. So I'm watching here, even though that we made this nice move up, we're slowly selling off again. And what I normally do is I check, hey, where are we in terms of retracement? We are not near the 50% level. But and what I do see is, if maybe it's on the 1 hour as well. Okay, so the 1 hour is not closed yet, of course, but there's not really a 1 hour level to trade from. Both on ES, maybe there's a tiny gap here, which corresponds with this gap, but the 15 minute gave a nice bearish PA, so apparently it doesn't replay anymore. Let's just do the replay. So I was watching here, nice 15 minute fair value gap, bearish one to be clear. So it's 8:15, so I'm going to watch, hey, what's the news and how will the candle develop? So I go to the 1 minute and I take into account there's overall bearish PA, and I was checking. Let's see, we are at minute 8:29, and what we could see here, unemployment claims were a bit higher than expected, and secondary Philly Fed manufacturing index was quite negative. So overall, not good news. And the not good news means that it really depends on what kind of candle we get. If we get bad news, let's say relatively bad news, and we get a move up, then it's a really nice short all the way down, because in terms of the higher time frame bias and the fact that bad news should sell off, you prefer to have a move up. If the move is down, then taking it up is a decent trade, but in my opinion it's more risky. So let's see what the candle was. So actually it was an ideal candle. We moved back down, we made this candle wick down, and then price moved up into this 50-minute level. And I was just watching, and we got this really strong move up, followed I think by another strong candle. And I'm not really using the SMT, but because we get equal highs here on ES, but it is a nice confluence to see, hey, okay, now I want to see weakness, because what happens? We have a 15-minute fair value gap, which will not close for another, 10 minutes. So I want to see it hold bearish, at least reject quickly. I do have a 1 minute gap both on ES and MNQ, which nicely aligned. And now I watch. So what's price doing? Chopping a bit. And now we got a close below. So I was watching and I was thinking, okay, so here we have more or less equal lows, and here we got a much lower low. And in general, my preference goes out to NQ, but I'm slowly getting, let's do a short instead of a long. I'm leaning more towards ES, because sometimes it just gives cleaner price action. I said, okay, because this is for a new challenge, a challenge for a new funded account. And then I just risk it all. So I go 2500 here, and the only thing I need is a 1.22 something. So I try to measure it, and most of the time 1.22 is okay. So this was the only thing I wanted to capture. I didn't go for ES. I can also draw it out for ES, because then you can actually see that ES would have been the better pair. But I'm not chasing. So this overall looks like a really nice data wick play to trade it all the way down. And what you can see is that it wicked, it got the bottom of the fair value gap, but I didn't get any fill. ES did. So ES did fill would have filled the position. And the thing is that ES, they bounced slightly, and then ES already got the target. And actually NQ did as well. So what can I learn from this? I could potentially move my entry like 1 or 2 ticks below the gap if the RR is supporting it. So actually, since I only need a 1.2, this would have been sufficient. So I could have moved it down. On the other hand, I could also see, hey, they're equal lows here, so it could as well mean that ES is going to sell off more relative to NQ. But that's something you don't know, of course, only in hindsight. So price moved, and here ES already tagged the data low, actually already in this wick. So for me, if I would be in this trade, I would close it out here, because actually ES took target. And that's actually the trade. So it's 9 minutes. Actually, it's less than 9 minutes. I thought this took longer. But you could pull out a 2.5 easily from this in just a couple of minutes, which is such a good trade, in my opinion. And what makes it a good trade? Bearish PA, bearish news, but a move up, counter trend into a higher time frame fair value gap, clean gap on the 1 minute, not on the 30 seconds. Yesterday I took one on the 30 seconds and I got a loss because I was too eager. A clean close below, a good retest, I like a perfect retest, unfortunately did not get filled, but then an immediate move down. So this was A plus setup, absolutely perfect.